So one of the very first things we're going to talk about, and pretty much the most important part of all of no selling sales, is your first touch, your first interaction with a client. Now, my brother is a professional soccer player, and any soccer player will tell you the first touch, or any athlete will tell you the first touch is what completely changes the game from an amateur to a professional to somebody that's an all-star, is the way that they handle the ball when it first comes to them. There's definitely no difference in sales. Is the way you first interact with a client or a potential customer. Is they haven't met you before. This is absolutely everything that they're going to understand about you immediately from that first interaction. So simple things is, I like to dress nice. You don't have to, but it does help with these initial interactions. It helps because people are judging you every single second that they're spending with you. A lot of our first interactions happen on the phone. So really here is, what do you want somebody to denounce from the first touch? Now, number one is, the first thing you want them to know, and as quickly as possible, is you are the best at what you do. Now, I've been watching videos online where people say, I don't care about the product, I don't care about the industry, give me anything, anybody, and I'll close it. I'm not a proponent of that. Quite simply because I don't know why you'd go out to the internet saying these things. Don't learn your industry, don't be the best at what you do. Is my advice would be to learn your industry, learn everything that's going on, learn it intimately, intricately from start to finish, and then you can talk about it with knowledge. And what people will find very, very quickly when they talk to you is there's a depth of knowledge there that you can use at any point in order to help them. Now, if you don't have that, is learn it very, very quickly, and at least show that you're putting the absolute maximum amount of effort to be the best at what you do. You could say, look, I'm very young, I'm new to this, but I plan on being the best at what I do, and this is what I'm doing, if you want to establish that very, very quickly. But I find it interesting that, people would advocate not doing that, which to me is absolutely crazy. Now, number two is, what you want to do is you want to establish that, be very direct, and then also let them know very, very quickly that you can help them. And what I like to do here is to imagine the way a doctor walks into a room, or anybody of the highest profession, the highest standard, is they start asking questions, and we call this the qualifying questions: confirm and qualify everything, qualify them and then confirm it, and then use your own instinct, your own knowledge in order to determine whether or not they're telling you the truth, which is something I'll go on about in later videos. But the way a doctor walks into a room is they're very direct. They ask you some very intimate questions, but they do it very, very professionally, because you can tell very, very quickly they're trying to deduct exactly how they can help you as quickly as possible. And that's what I want them to know about you very, very quickly. You're not going to waste their time. You're not going to waste your time. You're there to help them, and you need this information in order to help them, depending on what industry you're in or what exactly it is you do. But what you want to do is you want to build a viewpoint of what your ideal customer is, and who you're looking on helping, or even if it's not an ideal customer, how you can help those people. Like, for example, with us in real estate, we have somebody that we can get an apartment very, very quickly because they qualify for it, or we have people with considerations, whether it's credit, anything on their background, any issues with apartments, where we have already built solutions, or solutions that we've done previously, that we can help them get into a place very quickly. So although they're not ideal, what I'll do is I'll chat to them and be like, okay, well, is we're going to have to get this, this, and this done in order to get an apartment. Are you comfortable with that? And if they're no, then we're not going to be able to help them no matter how hard we try. So basically, from this first phone call, you're trying to detect very, very quickly, very, very professionally, if you are going to be able to do business together and how you can help. And if you can't help them, I normally like to say that on the first phone call. Look, John, there's nothing in that price range, in that area, that I feel comfortable recommending to you. There may be options, but there's none that I feel comfortable recommending to you, because I know that area, I know those options, and I wouldn't feel comfortable. And then from that point, then go, well, Danny, where do you feel comfortable, or what areas would you suggest? and then we can go into that conversation. But I'm very open to ending the relationship there from that initial phone call. And if you see my last video, that's what I talked about, is how quickly you can go through deals and how quickly you can siphon through and how quickly you can qualify them. Now, the last thing I want them to know is that you are either busy or you respect both of your times. And this will come across from number 2, the way you're very direct and you're very quickly trying to denounce from the conversation, is if you're going to be able to do business together. Now, number 1 is if you're very, very busy, then use this. Look, very busy at the moment. I want to be able to apply enough time to you. I'm trying to figure out exactly what you're looking for very quickly so I can make the best recommendations. Now, if you're not busy, at least show that you respect your time and their time. Now, is a phone call, I've witnessed agents that we've brought on do it, where you just drag out a phone call. It's perfect customer service. Hey, how you doing today? This, that, and the other. A question. The whole thing drags along and is very, very slow. Shows you're not respecting their time, and also shows that you're probably not very busy, and and that they denounce is you're probably not very good at what you do if you're not very busy. Now, these aren't ideal scenarios that you want people playing in their head, but it's the truth. It's what they're doing. So as a recap, these are the 3 things you want to work on and think. Is I'll go into how we do it in our industry, but you can take these basic processes and go, okay, well, what would somebody in my industry say to allow somebody on the phone to detract these key things? And 1 is that you are the best at what you do. And number 2 is that you can help them, and you can help them very, very quickly. And there's a massive benefit to being on the phone with you because you're going to be able to help them quickly. And then number 3 is either that you are busy or you respect their time, and you're going to be able to get things done. You're going to be able to get things done quickly. So this is the first touch. If you can establish those 3 things, is what you'll find is the rest of the deal will sell through a lot easier, because quickly you can get to confirming. I'm going to do another video on how to confirm and qualify and confirm, qualify. This is something I say probably 20, 30 times a day. And it's a pretty good general rule for life for everything that you do, because confirming and qualifying is definitely 100% changed my life. And I'm sure it could help change yours in a positive light too. But this is the first touch. We're critical about the first touch. We train it every single day. I do a training call with our guys and girls every single day on how to master this first touch, because the same way you're seeing Messi enter the MLS now, is his first touch is absolutely ridiculous compared to any other player, and that is through years and years of him practicing it day in and day out. So I wouldn't expect any different for you as a business professional or as a